Alright, in this lesson we're going to go over the old song Farther Along. Within the lesson we're going to start with kind of the basic melody, and then I'm going to kind of show you the chord progression, how we can kind of play that in 3/4 time. I'm going to give you just kind of a basic finger picking pattern that'll get you through. You can totally do whatever you want with that, make up your own pattern or strum even. And then after that we're going to go kind of add to that basic melody, kind of harmonize some of the single notes, and then kind of fill in the spaces between the phrases of the melody with some just kind of roll patterns, kind of broken up roll patterns basically. Overall, it's a good lesson. The song's played occasionally, maybe not in every jam, but yeah, it's an old hymn that gets called out occasionally, and it's a kind of a fun song to play. So if you'd like complete access to this lesson, go ahead and click the link in the video description below to learn how to do that. Also, there's an email subscribe link in the video description below if you're interested in receiving updates when new lessons are uploaded, as well as other things Dobro related. Thank you. Alright, let's get started on this basic melody. Here are the first 4 measures played slowly with the pickup notes. Alright, so most of these melody notes are all based upon kind of that D chord at the 7th fret, kind of all in that position there. So the first 3 notes are the pickup notes, and I'm just playing the 7th fret on the top 2 strings. That's kind of where the melody is. I'm going to slide into that 7th fret of the 2nd string, then hit that 7th fret of the 1st string, back to the 7th fret of the 2nd string. Right, and I'm just putting the bar on the string that I'm playing. So when I slide up to that 7th fret, the bar is only touching that string. I got it lifted up off the other strings. And then when I go to that 1st string, same thing. The bar is only touching that string. Then I bring the bar back. My fingers are behind the bar, keeping anything else from ringing. That leads me to measure 1, where I'm going to pull the bar back to the 7th fret of the 3rd string in the same manner. Again, all in that D chord position. Alright, in the measure 2, we're going to slide into that 7th fret of the 2nd string again. Measure 3, I'm going down to the 5th fret of the 2nd string, 7th fret of the 3rd string, and then I'm going to slide up to the 9th fret on the 4th string. That's leading to the 7th fret of the 4th string in measure 4. So you got quick slide up. Alright, and then here are measures 5 through 8 played slowly. Alright, in measure 5 it's kind of resolving from that the previous phrase, right? Right, so it's kind of the end of that first musical phrase in the melody. And that's just going to the 7th fret of the 3rd string, and the tonic of the key or the root. That's a D note. And then in measure 6, I'm going to do a quick slide up to the 7th fret on the 2nd string, to the 7th fret on the 1st string, and then a quick slide up to the 9th fret on that 1st string. And then in measure 7, I'm back down to that 7th fret on the 1st string, go into that 7th fret on the 2nd string and measure 8. So one more time, here are measures 5 through 8. Alright, that takes us to measures 9 through 12. Here they are played slowly. Alright, in these measures, we're kind of finishing the first half of the melody here. It's going to measure 9. We're going down to that 1st string open, to the 2nd fret, and then a quick slide up to the 4th fret on that 1st string. And that's taking us to an A chord, the 5 chord of the key, where we go to the 2nd fret of the 1st string, and that's just going to ring out for 2 measures there in this basic melody. I'm at the 2nd fret where my A chord is. Alright, and that gets us through measures 10 and 11, and then in measure 12 we're kind of back to the pickup notes kind of for the 2nd round of the melody here. But that's going to start off the same. It's going to be slide up to that 7th fret on the 2nd string, 7th fret on the 1st string, and then we are going to go back to that 2nd string, 7th fret, and slide down to the 5th fret. So a little bit different than the original pickup notes with that last 5th fret added into it. Here are measures 9 through 12 played one more time. And here are measures 1 through 12 played slowly. Alright, here are measures 13 through 16 played slowly. Alright, so they're virtually the same exact melody as measures 1 through 4, right? Because we're coming from that measure 12. And then just into that first melody. So exactly the same. 7th fret, the D note on the measure 13, sliding up to the 7th fret on the 2nd string in measure 14. Measure 15 down to that 5th fret again on the 2nd string. 7th fret on the 3rd string, slide up to the 9th fret on the 4th, quick slide, and then down to the 7th fret in measure 16. Alright, here are measures 17 through 20 played slowly. They're going to be exactly the same as measures 5 through 8. Right, so again we're at the tonic or the root, D note, 7th fret of the 3rd string. In measure 18 we're going to quick slide up to that 7th fret on the 2nd string. 7th fret on the 1st string, quick slide up to the 9th fret on the 1st string. And then we're back down to that 7th fret on the 1st string in measure 19, 7th fret of the 2nd string in measure 20. Alright, Alright, and then here are measures 21 through 24 played slowly. It's just going to be kind of wrap up the melody here. So it's really only 2 measures, and that last note kind of carries over. So I'm going down to the 5th fret of the 2nd string in measure 21, up to the 7th fret, slide back down to that 5th fret, all on the 2nd string. Then resolving that to that root note on that 3rd string, 7th fret.